GTG-1002. In September 2025, a Chinese state-sponsored hacker sat down, typed a prompt into Claude, the same AI millions of people use every day, and walked away. The AI did the rest. For the next several hours, Claude autonomously scanned 30 organizations across government, finance, chemical manufacturing, and big tech. It mapped their exposed systems, identified vulnerabilities, generated custom exploit code, tested it, iterated on failures, moved laterally through networks, harvested credentials, and extracted data. Humans intervened at only 4 to 6 decision points per campaign. The AI made thousands of requests per second. A human team would have needed weeks. The operation was designated GTG-1002 by Anthropic, who detected and shut it down in mid-September 2025. Yes, they published a full disclosure in November, the first documented case of a large-scale cyber attack executed primarily by an AI with minimal human intervention. Several intrusions succeeded before detection. The attackers jailbroke Claude by framing the attack as a legitimate security assessment. Claude thought it was doing routine penetration testing. It was not. Typhoon. Starting in 2021, Chinese state hackers infiltrated AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Lumen, Spectrum, and at least 4 other major U.S. telecommunications providers. In at least one case, they maintained access for 3 years before detection. The operation, attributed to a Chinese Ministry of State security group called Salt Typhoon, exploited the Kalia wiretap systems, the legally mandated backdoors U.S. telecoms are required to maintain for government surveillance. China used the surveillance infrastructure the U.S. government built to spy on its own citizens to spy on those same citizens. The hackers accessed metadata from over 1 million users in the Washington, D.C. area alone, call records, timestamps, source, and destination numbers. For specific high-value targets, they went further. They accessed the unencrypted text messages and live phone calls of Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and multiple senior members of both presidential campaigns. Senator Mark Warner called it the worst telecom hack in U.S. history. By August 2025, Salt Typhoon had compromised 200 companies across 80 countries. A separate Chinese group called Volt Typhoon spent years pre-positioning inside U.S. water systems, power grids, and transportation infrastructure, not to steal data, but to be ready to destroy it in the event of a conflict over Taiwan. Over 100 confirmed intrusions by January of 2025, still unresolved. APT-42. In May and June 2024, Iranian state hackers sent emails to approximately 12 people connected to both the Trump and Biden presidential campaigns. The emails looked like interview requests from journalists, meeting invitations from think tanks, conference registrations from universities. None of them were real. This was APT-42, the cyber espionage unit of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps intelligence organization. Their primary weapon is not malware, it is trust. Operators spend weeks, sometimes months, building relationships with targets before introducing anything malicious. APT-42 successfully breached the personal Gmail account of a senior Trump campaign advisor. They stole a 271-page vice presidential vetting dossier and leaked it to journalists. The operation drew direct comparisons to Russia's 2016 DNC hack. By 2025, APT-42 had begun using AI tools to generate phishing content at scale, structurally perfect emails in multiple languages with no grammatical errors, tailored to each target's professional background. Checkpoint Research confirmed AI-generated content in APT-42 campaigns targeting Israeli professionals following the June 2025 conflict. 3 AIxCC-linked individuals were indicted by the U.S. Department of Justice. The group continues to operate. AIxCC. In August 2025, DARPA held the finals of its AI Cyber Challenge at DEFCON in Las Vegas. The competition asked AI systems to do something that had never been done before: find and patch real zero-day vulnerabilities in critical infrastructure software autonomously with no human guidance. The results were significant. Competing AI systems scanned 54 million lines of code. They discovered 86% of 63 synthetic vulnerabilities embedded in the software. They also found 18 real zero-day vulnerabilities that had not previously been known. Average time to patch, 45 minutes. For context, finding a single zero-day vulnerability typically takes a skilled human researcher weeks to months. These systems found 18 in a competition setting. AIxCC is DARPA's answer to the GTG-1002 problem. If AI can be used to attack at machine speed, the only viable defense is AI that can detect and patch at machine speed. The program was built with Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI as partners. The winning systems were made open source. The vulnerabilities they found were disclosed to the relevant software maintainers. Cyberwarfare. On November 25, 2023, workers at the Municipal Water Authority of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, a town 30 miles outside Pittsburgh, noticed something wrong with their system. A screen at a booster pumping station displayed a message: "You have been hacked. Down down with Israel. Every equipment made in Israel is Cyberwarfare's legal target. The station was forced to switch to manual operation. The hackers had taken control of an Israeli-made Unitronics programmable logic controller, the system that manages water pressure and flow. By logging in with the factory default password, 1111, Cyberwarfare's presented themselves as ideologically motivated hacktivists. Within a month, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned 6 officials from Iran's AIxCC Cyber Electronic Command for directing the operation. They were state actors the entire time. By January 2024, Cyberwarfare's had compromised at least 75 Unitronics devices across multiple U.S. states. Water systems, energy, facilities, food manufacturing plants, healthcare infrastructure. Their custom malware, IO Control, targeted industrial control systems from over a dozen vendors worldwide. The Water Authority in Aliquippa serves 6,600 customers. The default password had never been changed. Predatory Sparrow. On June 17, 2025, 4 days into the 12-day Israel-Iran military conflict, a group called Predatory Sparrow attacked Bank SIPA, one of Iran's oldest state-owned banks. They destroyed data across the bank's systems and posted evidence on Telegram. The same day, they hit Nobitex, Iran's largest cryptocurrency exchange, stealing and destroying financial data. Predatory Sparrow is widely assessed by security researchers to be linked to the Israeli government, though Israel has never confirmed this. The group has operated since at least 2021. In December 2021, they triggered a fire at an Iranian steel plant by sending malicious commands to industrial control systems, one of the first confirmed cases of a cyber attack causing physical damage to critical infrastructure since Stuxnet. During the June 2025 conflict, Predatory Sparrow operated in coordination with Israeli airstrikes, cyber operations timed alongside kinetic attacks to maximize disruption of Iran's ability to respond. The pattern mirrored how Iran's own hacktivist proxies operated on the other side of the same conflict. Predatory Sparrow has never been officially acknowledged by any government. LameHug. In July 2025, security researchers at Logpoint detected a new piece of malware deployed against Ukraine's security and defense sector. They called it LameHug, also tracked as prompt steal. It was unlike anything previously documented in active operations. Instead of hard-coded attack commands, LameHug contained no fixed instructions. During a live attack, it sent natural language prompt to the Quen 2.5 Coder 32B instruct large language model via the Hugging Face API and used the AI's responses as its attack commands in real time. The malware was querying an AI during the operation itself. LameHug was attributed to APT-28, also known as Fancy Bear, GRU Unit 26165, Russian military intelligence. The same unit responsible for the 2016 DNC hack and multiple election interference operations across Europe. CERT-UA and Google Threat Intelligence Group both confirmed the attribution. It is the first publicly documented malware to query a large language model during a live operations, not to assist with development, but as the operational engine of the attack itself. A PT-36 is a Pakistani state-linked cyber espionage group that has been operating since at least 2013. Also known as Transparent Tribe, it primarily targets Indian military and government institutions. What changed in 2024 was the scale and method. Security researchers at Dark Reading documented APT-36 building what they described as an AI malware assembly line, generating new malware variants in obscure programming languages at a rate of approximately 1 per day. Each variant is different enough to evade signature-based detection. The AI writes the code. Humans direct the targeting. The group uses spear phishing emails impersonating Indian defense and government agencies, deploys Android surveillance apps disguised as legitimate applications, and has compromised diplomatic and military personnel across India, the Middle East, Europe, and North America. In 2024 and 2025, APT-36 expanded operations into the Middle East, targeting entities with connections to the India-Pakistan dynamic as regional tensions around the Iran conflict reshuffled alliances and intelligence priorities across the region.